There is a version of discipline that most people reject before they ever try it. They reject it because they think discipline means punishment, restriction, deprivation, the grinding absence of everything enjoyable. Marcus Aurelius thought otherwise. Welcome back to StoicForge. This is episode 6 of our Meditations audiobook series. Book 6 is the book of discipline, but not the discipline of suffering. The discipline of clarity. If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it. 2 sentences. That is the entire instruction. Marcus wrote these words as a practical tool, not a moral lecture. He had watched, in himself and in the men around him, how the slow accumulation of small compromises hollows a person out. One small dishonesty. One small avoidance. One small cruelty that you tell yourself doesn't count because it was just this once. Over time, these small acts become a character. And the character becomes a life. Discipline, for Marcus, was not about depriving yourself of pleasure. It was about protecting something more valuable than pleasure, your integrity. Your clarity. The coherence between what you believe and what you do. The first rule is to keep an untroubled spirit. The second is to look things in the face and know them for what they are. An untroubled spirit. This is the goal that disciplines everything else. Not happiness, which depends on what happens to you. Not comfort, which requires the world to cooperate. An untroubled spirit, which depends on nothing outside yourself. How do you keep it? By not doing things that disturb it. Marcus noticed, in decades of self-observation, that the things that troubled his spirit most were not the disasters, not the wars, not the plagues, not the deaths. The things that troubled his spirit were the small betrayals of his own values. The times he reacted when he should have paused. The times he spoke when he should have stayed silent. The times he gave into what was easy rather than what was right. Discipline was the practice of not doing those things. And in that negative space, in the refusal to act against his own nature, he found something that felt like freedom. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Book 6 contains Marcus at his most demanding, not toward others, but toward himself. Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. This line stops most readers cold. Because we are addicted to the argument. We debate values endlessly, argue about ethics, discuss what virtue means, as if the discussion were itself a form of virtue. Marcus had no patience for this. Not because the ideas weren't interesting, but because he had noticed something. The people who talked most about how to be good were often the ones doing the least about it. The instruction is blunt. You already know what a good person looks like. You've known since you were a child. Stop arguing about it. Start doing it. Accept the things to which fate binds you, and love the people with whom fate brings you together. This is perhaps the hardest passage in Book 6. Love the people fate brings you, not the people you would have chosen. Your colleagues. Your difficult neighbors. The people who frustrate you precisely because you cannot escape them. Marcus is not asking for performance. He is asking for a genuine shift in how you perceive the people around you. To see them, as he saw them, as partners in a shared human struggle, equally confused, equally fragile, equally deserving of patience. This requires discipline of a deeper kind. Not just the discipline of action, but the discipline of attention. Training yourself to look at a frustrating person and ask, what are they struggling with? What don't I understand about their situation? The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Book 6 returns to this theme from Book 4, but here, the application is internal. The impediment is not just the obstacle in front of you. The impediment is the part of you that resists. The tiredness. The fear. The preference for ease. And Marcus's answer is the same, the resistance is the path. The moment you want to stop is the moment the practice begins. The moment discipline is hardest is the moment it matters most. Because discipline is not a trait you either have or don't have. It is a muscle. And like every muscle, it only grows under resistance. Your exercise this week: identify one thing you have been avoiding, one conversation, one decision, one habit you've been putting off, and do it today. Not because you feel ready. Because you don't. That discomfort is the forge. This is StoicForge. Episode 7 is next, and Marcus faces the question that every person who tries to live well eventually confronts: what do you do when everything falls apart? See you there. Thank you for listening. If Book 6 sharpened your resolve, subscribe to StoicForge so you never miss an episode. Leave a like if Marcus helped you choose the harder, better path today. Episode 7 is next, the inner citadel holds. Marcus faces the hardest question: what do you do when everything falls apart?